Freedom Publishing House, the leading publisher in academic materials across the globe.
IELTS Target 9. Published by Freedom Publishing House and Freedom Academy Press, 2026. This recording is a copyright. Test 8. This is the IELTS listening test by Target 9. You will hear a number of different recordings, and you will have to answer questions on what you hear. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions, and you will have a chance to check your work. All the recordings would be played once only. The test is in 4 parts. At the end of the test, you will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers to the answer sheet. Now turn to part 1. You will hear a recording about a man calling a resort in Bali to book a place to stay. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 10. Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 10.
Hello. Is it Holiday Resorts Bali?
Hello, sir. I am Andy from Holiday Resorts. How can I help you?
Well, I need to book a room for my stay at your resort.
Okay. May I know what sort of room you are considering, and what are your tentative dates of booking?
I am exploring my options currently, but a suite for our family would be perfect.
All right. May I know more about the travelers, so that I can give you the best options that we have?
Oh yes. I will be staying with my wife and 2 kids. Kindly give me best options that suits our family type.
Definitely. 4 best options and prices. I need to know your exact day of the arrival.
Our flight tickets are already booked, so we will arrive in Bali on the 24th of December and will depart on the 2nd of January. Previously we planned for 1st of January departure, but then we changed our plans.
That means you want the accommodation for 8 nights. Given this, I would like to give you 2 options for the suite. One is $30 per night, and the other is $45 per night. Although I have some more options at $60 and $80 respectively. But I feel the previous options will be best for you.
What is the difference between the 2 suites? Is there more luxury provided in the $45 suite?
No. Facilities in both suites are the same. The only difference is that the cheaper one has either garden view or city view, whereas the expensive one gives you the sea view and direct access to resort's private beach.
Oh. Can I get some discount on the room, the one with access to the private beach? It is a great facility, but is little out of my budget.
I am sorry, sir. The rooms are going full as it is the peak season, so there are no discounts on the rooms.
Is there any other option with the sea view and the beach access?
Let me check. Oh yes. I can book 2 separate connecting rooms. Will that work for you?
I am not sure. I would like a suite as everyone can stay together. Separate rooms won't work for us. But can you still explain the main difference in the suite and connecting rooms?
Of course. The main difference is that the connecting rooms will not have a living room. But the best part is that both the connecting rooms will have access to the private beach. These connecting rooms will have a common door between the 2 rooms. So, you can access both rooms from that door. Also, the connecting room option will be cheaper than the suite.
Oh. What is the cost of 2 connecting rooms?
It would be $30 for both the rooms for 1 night.
That's great. It falls perfectly in my budget, so I would like to book these rooms. Can you tell me about the bookings and how can I transfer the amount?
You can book the rooms right now on telephone. After an hour, I will send you a payment link on your phone number. You can pay through your card or online banking. Then you must send me the screenshot of the payment made. Then your room booking will be confirmed.
Okay. My phone number is 6, 5, 4, 8, 8, 6. Kindly book 2 connecting rooms from the 24th of December to the 2nd of January.
Okay, sir. I have booked your rooms online, and as soon as we receive the payment, you will get the hotel booking on your phone. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Bye.
That is the end of part 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers to part 1. Part 2. You will hear a lady talking to a councillor from the town board about the new plans to improve the suburb of Stockwood. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 13. Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 13.
Good morning and welcome again to your town today. With me today is Steve Harvey, a councillor from the town board. He will be telling us about the plan to improve the fast-growing suburb of Stockwood. Good morning, Steve, and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Lucy.
Now, Steve, I understand that there has been a lot of public consultation for the new plan.
Yes, we've tried to address some of the worries that local groups told us about. People we've heard from are mostly concerned about traffic in the area, and, in particular, the increasing speed of cars near educational institutions. They feel that it is only a matter of time before there is an accident as a lot of the children walk to the schools. So we're trying to do something about that. Another area of anxiety is the overhead electrical cables. These are very old, and a lot of people we spoke to asked if something could be done about them. Well, I'm happy to report that the power company have agreed to move the power lines underground at a cost of $900,000. I think that will really improve the look of the area, as well as being safer.
That's good to know, but will that mean an increase in rates for the commercial establishments in that area?
Well, the power company have agreed to bear the cost of this themselves after a lot of discussion with the council. This is delightful news as the board now has some extra funds for us to put into other things like maintenance, beautification, and adding more greenery to that place.
Now listen carefully and answer questions 14 to 20.
Now, we've also put together a map which we've sent out to all the residents in the area. And on the map we've marked the future changes. Firstly, we'll add mature flower plants and trees to provide shelter and shade just to the right of the mall in North Road. In order to tackle the traffic issues, the footpaths on the corner of East and Central Street will be enlarged. This will help to decrease the speed of vehicles entering Central Street. We think it's crucial to separate the local residential streets from the main road. So the roadway at the entry to Central Street from North Road will be painted blue. This should mark it more clearly and act as a signal for traffic to slow down. One way of making sure that the pedestrians are safe is to increase signage at the intersections. An always green signal will be erected at the intersection of Town Street and City Street, to enable traffic to exit at all times. Something we're planning to do to increase safety on the road is to install CCTV cameras halfway down City Street where it crosses North Road. Now, we haven't only thought about the cars and traffic, of course, there's also something for kids. We're going to build a sports arena specially for kids where they can learn different kinds of sports at a very nominal fee. This will be located on the other side of City Street from the mall. And lastly, we've decided to build a new man-made lake and small petting zoo which will be at the other end of City Street close to the intersection with East Street.
Wonderful. Now, what's the next stage?
Well, the final plan.
That is the end of part 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers to part 2. Part 3. You will hear a conversation between Justin and Helen, discussing their lecture for the coming week. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 30. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 30.
Hi Helen. I hope you are doing great. I was hoping someone could listen to the lecture that I have prepared for the coming lecture week.
All ears. Even I want to take some ideas for my lecture. I guess we are working on the same topic. Astronomy.
That's great. I have prepared my lecture on the moon. So, would you like to listen?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, the moon is the Earth's only natural satellite, which has captivated humans for centuries, due to its proximity and influence on Earth. The moon is the fifth largest satellite in our solar system and the largest relative to the size of the planet it orbits, Earth. It is believed to have formed about 4.51 billion years ago, shortly after the formation of Earth itself. The most widely accepted theory suggests that the moon formed from debris left over after a massive collision between Earth and a Mars-sized object called Theia. However, recent studies of moon rocks, while not fully dismissing the Theia impact hypothesis, indicate that the moon might be older than we previously thought. The moon is in synchronous rotation with Earth, meaning it always shows the same side to Earth, the near side. Due to a phenomenon called libration, slightly more than half of the moon's surface can be seen from Earth. The near side is marked by large, dark volcanic plains known as maria, which fill the spaces between the lighter, older crustal highlands and numerous impact craters. Despite its surface being relatively dark, the moon appears bright in the night sky, with a reflectance similar to worn asphalt. Moon's gravitational pull influences Earth's ocean tides, body tides, and contributes to the gradual slowing down of Earth's rotation.
Oh, I see. What about the distance of the moon from the Earth?
The average distance from the moon to Earth is 384,402 kilometers, or 1.28 light seconds, about 30 times the diameter of Earth. Interestingly, the apparent size of the moon in Earth's sky is almost identical to that of the Sun. This is due to the fact that the Sun is about 400 times further away than the moon, and its diameter is also around 400 times larger. This precise alignment allows the moon to completely cover the Sun during a total solar eclipse, though this phenomenon will not last forever. The moon's distance from Earth is gradually increasing over time, meaning the alignment will eventually change.
That's interesting. So, when was a human-made object first landed on the moon?
The moon was first visited by an object, made by humans, in 1959, when the Soviet Union's Luna 2 spacecraft crash-landed on the lunar surface. In 1966, the Soviet Union followed up with the first successful soft landing on the moon, using Luna 9. The United States NASA Apollo program made history, with manned missions to the Moon between 1969 and 1972, starting with the famous Apollo 11 mission in 1969, which landed Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin on the lunar surface, brought back lunar rocks, which have provided valuable insights into the Moon's origin, structure, and geological history. However, since the last Apollo 17 mission, in 1972, the Moon has only been visited by unmanned spacecraft. The Moon's prominence in the sky, and its regular cycle of phases, have had a significant impact on cultures throughout history. This influence can be seen in various aspects of human societies, from the creation of lunar calendars to representations in art and mythology, all of which continue to shape our understanding and connection with the Moon today.
Well done, Justin. The lecture was really informative and well researched. I guess you are going to win the competition this year.
That is the end of part 3. You now have half a minute to check your answers to part 3. Part 4. You will hear a professor talking about integrated circuits. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
Hello everyone. Today, we'll be talking about integrated circuits, or ICs. These small but powerful components are at the heart of almost all modern electronic devices. Let's take a look at how they've shaped the technology we use every day. An integrated circuit or monolithic integrated circuit is a set of electronic circuits on one tiny flat segment or chip of semiconductor material that is normally silicon. The integration of large numbers of tiny MOS transistors into a small chip results in circuits that are orders of magnitude smaller, faster, and less expensive than those constructed of discrete electronic components. The IC's mass production reliability has ensured the rapid adoption of standardized ICs in place of designs using discrete transistors. ICs are now used in virtually all electronic equipment and have revolutionized the world of electronics. Computers, mobile phones, and other digital home appliances are now inextricable parts of the structure of modern societies, made possible by the small size and low cost of ICs. Integrated circuits were made practical by technological advancements in metal, oxide, silicon semiconductor device fabrication. Since their origins in the 1960s, the size, speed, and capacity of chips have progressed enormously, driven by technical advances that fit more and more MOS transistors on chips of the same size. A modern chip may have many billions of MOS transistors in an area the size of a human fingernail. These advances, roughly following Moore's law, make computer chips of today possess millions of times the capacity and thousands of times the speed of the computer chips of the early 1970s. ICs have two main advantages over discrete circuits: cost and performance. Cost is low because the chips, with all their components, are printed as a unit by photolithography rather than being constructed one transistor at a time. Furthermore, packaged ICs use much less material than discrete circuits. Performance is high because the IC's components switch quickly and consume comparatively little power because of their small size. The main disadvantage of ICs is the high cost to design them and fabricate the required photomasks. This high initial cost means ICs are only commercially viable when high production volumes are anticipated. An early attempt at combining several components in one device was the low 3NF vacuum tube from the 1920s. Unlike ICs, it was designed with the purpose of tax evasion, as in Germany, radio receivers had a tax that was levied depending on how many tube holders a radio receiver had. It enabled radio receivers to contain a single tube holder. Early concepts of an integrated circuit go back to 1949, when German engineer Werner Jacobi from Siemens AG submitted a patent for an integrated circuit-like semiconductor amplifying device showing 5 transistors on a common substrate in a 3-stage amplifier arrangement. Jacobi disclosed small and cheap hearing aids as typical industrial applications of his patent. An immediate commercial use of his patent has not been reported.
That is the end of part 4 and the listening test. You now have 10 minutes to transfer your answers to an answer sheet.